The build-up to one of the best revenges of all time. My wife and I have been together for about 4 years and married 3. She has a 5-year-old son that I love like my own kid. Our marriage has been pretty good, although not without its problems. My wife is extremely needy, in many ways, unreasonably so. I seem to give and give and give and give, and if I don't give enough, she gets upset. She constantly asks for compliments, and I never get any. I don't mind being super nice, giving her praise, etc., but sometimes it grows tiresome to feel that I am in a one-way marriage. During the dating stage, things were awesome. She actually proposed to me. I said yes, of course, because she's the most amazing woman I had ever met. At any rate, before we got married, I busted her in an emotional affair with someone. I found out the classic way. Her phone buzzed when she was in the other room. I glanced at it, and it was some dude messaging her. So, I read all of the messages and it was some mild flirting, but he did not seem to be extremely interested. She would constantly ask him to meet up, but he would say no. We talked about it and she completely ended contact with the guy. Of course, she was pissed at first that I spied on her. Anyway, fast forward to this year after being married for a few years. Back in March, my wife began to act very weird, and we began to argue about the dumbest things. I also noticed that she began using her phone a lot more. I was suspicious and checked phone records and saw nothing out of the ordinary. Anyway, we were at a friend's party. She was, as usual, texting with her phone. I looked over her shoulder and noticed that it was email that she was using and not text. She reflexively turned the phone away so I couldn't see. After that, I noticed that she put a password on her phone and changed her email password. I had her password because I would check for payments alerts in her mail. My checking her mail was never a big deal. By this time, I know something is rotten in Denmark. One night she is coming home from hanging out with friends. I hear her car park in the driveway. I go to the door and look out. She is on the phone. She walks in, puts her purse down and goes to the bathroom. I glance in her purse. Her phone is still lit up and on Skype. I asked her why she was talking to on Skype. She denied that she was talking to anyone, and that she must have accidentally opened Skype. She said I was seeing things and that she was not using Skype. Another night we are sitting on the couch watching TV. She is using the phone off and on to email or text or whatever. She is in her bathrobe. I took the dog out for a walk. I walk around and come to the back door. The door is locked. So, I go to walk back to the front when I notice a flash from the window. I stop and look into the window. My wife has just taken a pic of herself and it looks like she is emailing the picture. So, I go into the house and ask her what the hell she was doing. She denies that she was emailing the pic and says she was taking pictures to send to me. I absolutely know she is full of crap now. Anyway, we are out another night having dinner, and she is texting or emailing at the table. I ask her flat out if there is another guy, if she would be interested in someone else. She says of course not. I don't believe her later. I compromise her email. I see that she has been emailing a guy that she worked with once in February. She has sent pics, tons of pics of her face, telling him where she is at all times, what she is doing, and confiding in him. I see 0 pictures of him. She mentions me a few times, like she knows what she is doing is wrong but doesn't feel guilty at all. In fact, during dinner when I was asking her if there was someone else, she was saying no. But emailing this guy at the same time. He lives like 3,000 miles away, but they are sending flirty emails to each other a lot, like 50 or more a day. I confront her. She cries, etc. says she is sorry and that she didn't mean for that to happen. Blah blah blah. She felt like I wasn't giving her the attention she needed, etc. I told her I don't like it, and that she needs to end immediately. She says she will, but she says she wants to be friends with him still, because he is a nice guy and good to talk to. I tell her I do not like that idea at all, but I can't control what she does or does not do. That was last month. I have not looked at her email since. Unfortunately, I still don't have her passwords. I don't have her phone password or email password. She changed it after I got it. She is still constantly on the phone. I asked her point blank if anything is going on. She said no. I asked her if she told the guy that the shenanigans were over. She said yes. I asked if she had an email to prove it. She said no. I asked her to send him an email and CC me telling him that the bull crap was over, and she said, "No way, that would be embarrassing. Nothing is going on. I told him it was over." I asked her to open up her email and phone, and that we should have transparency. She said no. I don't have a lock on my phone, and I leave it laying around everywhere. Her phone is never out of her sight. I don't want to, but I feel I have to check her email again, because I have a gut feeling something is going on. I mean, the guy is 3,000 miles away, so he is not a threat for a physical affair. But I still feel crazy about this. Should I pop her email and see what's going on? I already know his full name. She said he is married and he is over 20 years her senior. She even used the "he is really old and married." That's just gross line with me. The reason I posted this today is because yesterday she accused me of looking at her email again. Honestly, if there was nothing going on, why would she be so paranoid? I asked her that, and she just said that she didn't want to feel like she was being watched all the time. I just think that she feels that it's not cheating if they are just pen pals. I don't feel super threatened by the guy since he is so far away, but she has the chance to possibly work with him again in the future. And I don't like thinking about all those fantasies I read about in her mail to come true one day. I particularly didn't like the "I wish I could have come and visited you in your hotel room blah blah blah." It's driving me crazy. I'm going to ask her when I get home today if I could see her email. If she declines, I will know. Should I email the guy and tell him to please stop talking to my wife as it is putting a dent in our marriage? I've got his work address, so I suppose I could send a physical polite letter to that office, which will probably scare the crap out of him. I would never be threatening. I will just state that my wife's dishonesty has forced me to play this hand and that he should not be speaking to my wife at all. I would have been fine if they were friends, but it has grown to be more than that, so their ability to be friends is no more. Should I tell her parents and friends that I am worried that she is having an affair? Her problem is that she doesn't seem to ever be happy. I mean, I devote everything to her and I am too close and need to go find other friends and leave her alone a bit. I go find other friends and leave her alone a bit, and now I am not paying enough attention. It's almost like she thrives on constant drama, and everything is my fault. The first issue she had when we were dating was absolutely not the result of anything in our relationship. We, as I could tell, were absolutely great. No arguing, no fighting, no nothing, and a great physical life. After I found out, she was very upset. I know she has a problem. Once she drunkenly admitted to me that she had cheated on everyone she had ever been with. Her excuse was they deserved it. I've been cheated on in the past by an ex. Physically, I forgave her. She did it again with someone else a few months later. I kicked her to the curb. I can't handle this again. I popped her email just now and she is still talking to the guy. I count 29 emails so far today. One of the emails basically says he aches for her. It also appears she physically mailed him some gift and a love letter that he received yesterday. He sent a picture of himself, but his face is concealed. Nothing nude, very weird. Lots of "missing you, I want to kiss you." In one email she appears to go as far as telling him that she loves him. What? They have never even spoken until they started to email. It also looks like she even told him that I found out about it, and that she will be more careful now and not use internet at the house. Too bad I'm a network engineer and smarter than both of them put together. In one email she asks when they could finally meet in person, and that she could make up an excuse to get away. All he said was perhaps she can't wait until they can be together, etc. Damn. She has a friend coming in from out of town to stay with us tonight. I really don't need this now. Should I sit on this until her friend leaves, or should I basically tell her to get out and that her friend can get a hotel? This bee is crazy. She is willing to risk her marriage for a 50-plus-year-old married guy who lives 3,000 miles away. It's funny too, because after I demonstrated that I was unhappy with her behavior yesterday afternoon, and that I am still suspicious of her, she has been very touchy and lovey to me last night and today, going so far as saying how much she cares for me and wants things to work out, and that she is really trying, all the while emailing this guy on the side. Obviously, she is just being nice to me for now so I don't get suspicious. I printed out several of today's emails. I just can't believe she sent this guy snail mail and gifts. I asked her last month, "What exactly do you think is going to come of this?" This really sucks, because I am not an overtly jealous guy. She works with an ex-boyfriend fairly closely. They even went to New York City together for a work thing. I haven't thought twice about her cheating. Now I wonder if she didn't sleep with him. We don't have a therapy appointment till the 12th of next month. Her friend came in late last night. I did not want to get into it with her yesterday afternoon just before her friend came to stay with us. Maybe I should have, but I just didn't want to. What is so weird is, she has been putting on the trying to make things work face for the last month. Last night was no exception. I get home from the gym after work, and she has dinner all prepared for me. She has been cleaning the house, etc. And she volunteers the info, "You are my best friend. I would never want anyone but you. There's only one person I would let touch me." She has said that before, while we were intimate. "You are the only one who could ever touch me this way," sort of thing. The sad thing is, she says all of this out of one side of her mouth, because the moment I go to bed, she emails the guy mushy crap like "I'm thinking about you," and the guy says crap like "You make me feel so special." It's been so long since I have felt this way. Pretty standard emotional stuff. Luckily the spare room is all set up, so as soon as this friend leaves, that's where she will be sleeping. I know for a fact she won't send him a no-contact letter in front of me. I'm not really sure how to track this guy and his family down. He lives very far away. I have his full name and where he is currently working. I have not contacted him. I do kind of know what he looks like. He has never sent any clear pictures of himself to her. That's kind of weird. Even though she has sent lots of pics of herself to him, I do know that he slightly resembles me. Same hair, wears glasses. Except he is much older and looks out of shape. I'm 6 feet and in excellent shape. If I ever met this guy, I'm certain I could smash him. Believe me, I have had fantasies of calling his work and leaving a message with the receptionist along the lines of "Do not talk to my wife anymore. Sincerely, someone much larger and angrier than you." From his emails I could tell he was very paranoid about giving her his work address. I lied to her about how I got her email info the first time and looking at it this time. He tells her, "Make sure you are off the internet whenever you are home, because that's just weird." As if I am doing something creepy by snooping. She says to him, "Don't worry, he won't show up at your work with a pitchfork. Don't be so sure." Another funny thing, she dropped an earring down the bathroom drain a while back, after I stopped snooping, and asked me to get it out. Not right now, but whenever I could. So, about an hour later I go in there to get it out. After I get it out, she accuses me of snooping on her because she just sent a message to a friend about her earring. No. I just remembered to get your grandmother's earring out. I was pissed about that, and now even more annoyed because it was him she was talking to. Then she told him that she was experimenting and turned internet on and sent him that message that she dropped the earring to see if I would read it. It's funny how she has turned me into the bad guy for snooping and doesn't feel guilty for sending pictures of herself to some old guy. The more I think about all of this, the angrier I get at her playing me. I don't know. I'm confused right now with what to do. I hate reading all of that correspondence, but I read it anyway. Of course, she gaslighted to him about me. How I haven't given her enough attention, or I'm there but not there. She even complained to him about how much freedom I have given her. Imagine that. She complained that I didn't fight her about things she wanted to do. She always pulls that in arguments, how I'm not attentive enough, or too attentive, and in her face. It doesn't seem there is a quality middle ground with her. Some people just need some drama in their lives to feel complete. I'm done being a pushover. She thinks I'm fine with her talking to this guy. She is wrong. She thinks she can lie about it, then act nice to me to cover it up. Wrong. I let her practically do anything she wants as long as it's not disrespectful to me. This is disrespectful to me, and it's going to stop. They are exchanging emails today still, of course. They are talking all lovey-dovey, like rescuing each other, and I didn't know I still had feelings like this inside. Amazing. She sent that love letter just before I met her and her friends for lunch. Now I'm back at work and shaking with rage. I'm contemplating embarrassing the crap out of her in front of her friends. Maybe even slap down some of her juicier emails. They can all chew on those. Stop talking to the other man or leave me. You can't have both. I may have not been the greatest husband and have made mistakes, but this is BS. I'm just really angry with all of this. She is obviously addicted to the attention that he provides. It's just so weird. He lives 2,000 miles away, and as far as I can tell have never talked face to face. What can this possibly get her, other than a thrill up her leg? I mean, the guy is 50 plus and she is not even 30 yet. I don't even know if she would have the guts to meet face to face, even though she has expressed that desire on occasion via email. What do I do about my stepson? She may ask me to help with her kid while she is working a lot over the next 3 months or so. Do I say no? I won't help if she does not agree to no contact. If she does not agree to no contact, do I cancel her cell phone and car insurance immediately? Do I tell her to get out, or sleep in the spare room and pay my rent? Her car is in both of our names. My car is in my name, the house is in my name, all of the furniture is in my name. Basically, she has nothing. Maybe the scare will make her wake the hell up. Comments. You are following a script of a typical betrayed spouse. You are finding reasons not to sort this out now. You are looking for what if and how do I's. We are giving the way forward. Tried and tested. If you are not willing to expose her in front of her friends, pull them aside and ask them to leave. Say she is conducting an affair and them being there is not helping you. Then take her down. The weekend is an ideal time to crack this on the head. Do not leave the house and do not ask her to leave. Have it out. State your boundaries. Write the letter to the OM's company, then sit back and look after yourself. Run a 180 on her. Start today. Your fear is stopping you from saving your marriage. OP responds, I'm not going to stand by and support her and her child all the while she is masturbating to emails or telephone calls from this guy. This man cannot provide her with what I can provide, in any way. Turning my back on her may be the only way she will realize what she has. I'm just contemplating when the best time to do it would be. They are in the pool drinking beer at home. I don't want to be the arguing with a drunk person when I get home. I will pick the right moment. The thought of telling her friends is tasty, but I don't think I can do that. I don't want to mess up her friend's vacation, nor do I want to confront them if they are intoxicated. I am going to wait until the friends are gone, then speak to her about it. Anyway, I waited until Saturday to confront her with the new information. She lied. I showed evidence. I told her that I needed to send a no-contact letter. She said no. I said that she needs to go away until she figures out what she wants. She has been at her parents since then. We have not spoken since Saturday. The friends got a hotel, and she has been hanging out with them. We all went out Friday night to hang out. She was unusually responsive and nice to me. I wasn't the same back. I was very clinical, did not drink. While they did, I pretty much told her I was there just to be a designated driver that night. She asked me what was wrong, and I told her I would say in the morning. So, she asked me the next morning, What was wrong? Why were you so distant? I was trying to be really nice to you, but you were mean to me. I wasn't mean, I just wasn't nice. I told her flat out that I knew she was still talking to this guy and I wanted her to stop and to let him know it was over. And to do it with me watching. She did the usual getting mad for spying on her, etc. She also said, "It's nothing. It's just a fantasy. He is married. I am married. Nothing will happen. You haven't been paying enough attention to me, and I want to remain friends with him." She also told me that she really tried to just be friends with the guy but got back to the sexy stuff. Even though I was doing everything I could to satisfy her needs. He has been married but around 9 years. I'm trying to find ways to locate his wife. Of course, he says he is having marital problems, which could be a bunch of crap. I told her parents a while back that she was talking to this guy. I know the extent then, that she was. They are totally on my side. I'm still considering calling his work and A, talking to him, or B, leaving a message with the receptionist to the tune of "Leave my wife alone. You garbage." I know where he works, and I know from their conversations that he lives very far away. I have come to the conclusion that she is extremely self-absorbed, and really cares very little about how I feel. Looking back, this is how it has always been. I will give you an example. She told me a year ago that she was upset that I didn't surprise her with a dinner out for her birthday, and that she had to choose where to eat. I did surprise her, however, with a beautiful, beautiful gift that she had been wanting for a long time. She's complaining about having to decide where we ate. Another example, I would always kiss her goodbye in the morning before leaving for work. I, very rarely, got in a hurry and didn't say goodbye. This would upset her, if I didn't say goodbye. Sometimes she has to go to work before me. Her work comes in spurts. When she goes to work first, she almost never kisses me goodbye. I can count those times on one hand. Yet another, I almost always compliment her on how she looks, or what she is wearing, or whatever. She would get mad at me for not saying she looks nice, or would confront me saying, "How come you didn't say I looked nice tonight? Didn't you notice?" I can count the times she said I looked nice over the last several years on one hand. Another, she started working out a lot more some time back. I went out of my way to encourage her with things like "You are starting to get in shape," or "You are really getting there," or "You are really starting to get in shape," or something. This wasn't enough for her. Saying "You are really getting there," to her, was saying that she wasn't good enough already. Even though I was saying those things in an encouraging manner to make her feel good about her progress. These few days apart, I have had a lot of time to think. This relationship is absolutely one way. I give and give and give. I get very little out of it. I bought her a car, while myself drove around in a pile of crap. I helped her start her career. I provide the home she lives in. I took her son in as if he was my own. I make most of the money. And in doing so, I allow her to take months at a time off work. I let her go out with her friends whenever she wants. What did I get when I wanted to buy a new car a few months back? You just let your car die, so you could get a new car. The first thing I'm going to do when I see it, I'm going to spit on it. I spoke with her yesterday. We talked about her behavior, and her dealings with this guy. She said she would not break it off with him. I asked her if she was going to meet him sometime. She said she wasn't sure. I told her I wanted a divorce. She cried. Do you know what she cried about? Not me. No, she cried about having to find a place to live. About having to find an apartment and losing the beautiful house that I have provided for her. She never said, "I'm sorry. I'm not going to contact the OM's wife, or call his work, or call him, or do anything. I just don't care anymore. He can have her, because I don't want her anymore. The only person I am calling is a lawyer. In order for me to want her again, she will have to completely and utterly change her ways. Come to me on hands and knees begging for forgiveness and have complete transparency. She needs to become the woman I thought I married. I don't see that happening. I told her that I am canceling her cell phone, car insurance, health insurance, and will no longer pay for her car. She also owes me several months of house payment and utilities. I have been feeling financially strapped for the last few months because she has not been working. Finally, she has landed a job starting in a couple of weeks, so she is going to need to pay up. In the last few months, she has done a few things in order to make herself more attractive physically, like she is ramping herself up to look better for this guy when they finally meet. I've always been fairly physically fit but have ramped up my workout efforts over the last few weeks. Myself, I know one thing, I'm done carrying the bag and playing second fiddle. Wife came by yesterday while I was at work and left a note on the kitchen island saying that we needed to talk in person soon so that we can figure out what we are going to do. I haven't spoken to her since the weekend. Interestingly, I managed to pop her email again to see what she has been telling this guy. I don't see that they have written each other since that evening. That seems really unusual since they appear to have been talking every single day for the last few months. In the last few emails, she tells him that she is very sad and scared. She realizes now the reality and severity of the situation. The OM actually sounds apologetic and said that this is a very sad situation. Do you think she may have dropped contact with him? Or do you think she just deleted all of the latest emails and has created a new email account to carry on? I don't see why she would just delete the latest ones and not delete them all. This is also confusing. If we do talk about reconciliation, a no-contact letter will be something that will happen. I actually have been looking fairly vigorously for his wife's name. I am pretty sure I have found his home address and phone number. I have called the number, and it had a robotic answering voice that said, "We can't come to the phone right now. Please leave a message." I had my phone number hidden. Luckily, I have friends in the telephony industry, so I will just get a fake phone number from his area code to use that will make him think it's a local person calling. Either that, or an 800 number the next time I call. Believe me, I am not just twiddling my thumbs. I know I said I don't care about her, and don't care about the guy and his wife. However, that's not exactly true. I do love my wife, and if she can prove that it's over and rededicate herself, I will take her back. I am diligently trying to find as much about him as possible. I don't think he should get off scot-free while our marriage is in shambles because of their actions. It's true, she contacted him first, but he could have said no when things got too heavy. The more I think about it, the more unnerved I am by the fact that their contact just went poof from her mailbox. It's really weird and makes me think one of two things: he stopped messaging, or she got another email account. So, I had a talk with the wife last night. She agreed to sending a NC letter. She agreed to give me her email, Facebook, MySpace passwords. She did not, however, agree to giving me access to her phone. She stated, "I need some privacy." That's not fair. I told her that I would give her all of my information in exchange, but she said no. This tells me that she has gone farther underground with the guy, like made a new email account somewhere and is using her iPhone to access it. I told her without that information, no go. She said she hadn't talked to him since Saturday. I said that I didn't believe that she just suddenly went from my ache for you to no contact just like that. And that since she is so protective of her phone, she is still talking to him. I told her that I would be contacting a lawyer very soon. She dripped a few crocodile tears and left. I have drafted a letter, ready to send to the OM's HR department and will be mailing it a little later today. I'm pretty shocked that she would throw away our marriage for some guy that she doesn't even know. Not sure how to find his wife, but I am still searching. This all seems so incredibly stupid. She is talking to some guy who lives so far away, who is so much older and has a wife. What in God's green earth are you thinking? It's almost like, if this was just some stupid mistake that she had with some guy she cared nothing about, it would be easier to take. But the non-stop emailing, constant lovey-dovey BS confiding everything in him is much more painful. She just has this thing in her head that she can't talk to me, but he is such a great listener. Of course, he is a great listener. All guys are when they want in a woman's. Here is an update for everyone. It appears that her parents finally put their foot down as well. I had told her dad pretty much everything a while back. He finally went to her and told her that she was being an idiot, and that she needed to get her head out of her you-know-what, or she would need to find somewhere else to live immediately. Both her parents and I appear to have provided enough tough love to snap her out of her delusion. She came over Friday night and agreed to everything, including full phone access, etc. if she had a second email account set up on her phone. It's not there anymore. I have full access to the bank account and all credit cards. No signs of a second phone. She agrees that she was being completely immature and idiotic, and that she has not talked to the guy since last Saturday. Whether or not this was his idea or not, I am unsure. I had her write a no-contact email and forward it to me. I was standing right there when she wrote it, and did not tell her what to write. I snail-mailed a letter to his work as well. I give her tons and tons of rope and let her do whatever she wants practically. I respect her need for some freedom, and her own time, and friends. However, I told her that if I find out she is still talking to this guy, I will throw her out immediately. No excuses. If she does that with some other guy, I will throw her out. If she disrespects me in any way like that again, I will throw her out. Tell all of her friends, tell her parents, and post the naughty emails and photos in an anonymous blog and blast it all to her entire contact list. Maybe that's fairly rough, but I don't plan on being made a fool of without some repercussions. She seemed to be genuinely sorry for everything she did. She moved back in starting Friday night, and we had a really good weekend together. She was more caring and sweet than she has been in a long time, and even used her phone less than I had seen her use it in a long time. I'm going to continue to monitor what she does for a while, just keeping a lookout for a second email address, since this is still a possibility. I do think she is going through withdrawal. We were having a great time on Saturday, and after getting home we were relaxing on the couch and she started crying for apparently no reason. She was weeping silently, but I noticed. I asked what was wrong, and she said that she is sad this all happened and feels stupid, etc. I'm wondering if it was a symptom of missing the other guy. She also cried on Sunday when we were in bed together. She said it was because it had been a long time since she felt sexy. She doesn't cry often, so twice in the same weekend is unusual. Love TV's comment. Part 2 incoming very fast. Without spoiling too much, it is one of the best revenges I have seen in a while. Get ready, grab your breakfast or lunch and prepare for this amazing ending.